What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in to the Uncommon Mindset podcast. Today, I'm joined by two very special guests. I'll give you a brief background on who they are. Today, I'm joined by Tye and Kade Ruotolo, also known as the Ruotolo Brothers. So, Tye and Kade, at the age of only 18, are both brown belts in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu under Andre Galvao at Atos Jiu Jitsu. Both these phenoms have won multiple titles and traveled all around the world whilst doing it. Ty is a 2019 ADCC semi-finalist. He has beat the likes of Nicky Ryan, Vagner Rocha, and more. Kade has recently won Combat Jiu Jitsu lightweight belt, where he beat PJ Barch in the finals. Kade has also beat the likes of Ethan Crelinstein, Vitor Oliveira, and more. Honestly, both these young, ambitious jiu-jitsu practitioners are uncommon individuals, and what an honor it is to have you both on the podcast.
Legend. Thank you so much, brother. We appreciate it, man. Thank you.
No worries. I just want to start off by asking, what were your upbringings like? Because I know you were born in Hawaii, right? But then you moved to California.
Yeah, exactly. So we were born in Maui, Hawaii, and we moved there when we were young. Very young, yeah. And then we came to California and then started training jiu-jitsu when we were 3. And then that's where it all kind of started. And then from there, we kind of switched around different gyms growing up. And then stayed around Southern California area. We were super fortunate enough to the gym, the first gym that we started at, even all the gyms that we moved to from a young age were some of the best gyms you could possibly be at. I remember Clever Jiu-Jitsu at the time was one of the first gyms in Huntington Beach even opened, and we moved there and we had solid training. Yeah. Then the A team, and A team was literally one of the best kids team of all time at the time. I remember we'd go there with 12 kids and then go and get 12 gold. Yeah. It was crazy, Yeah. We had a cool upbringing of just a lot of good teams in SoCal.
That's awesome. You mentioned that you started jiu-jitsu at the age of 3. What actually got you guys into jiu-jitsu? Because I know obviously your parents do jiu-jitsu as well, right? Was that the reason that you got into it?
Exactly. So both my mom and my dad, I think my dad was a blue belt at the time, and my mom hadn't trained, but she had always liked jiu-jitsu, and she knew she wanted us doing it in the future, when we were of age. So when they kind of met and they just introduced us to the sport, I think I was just turned 3 or 3.5 years old, and then that was the start.
Wow, that's incredible. When did you know that this is actually what you want to do for the rest of your life, basically, right?
I think growing up we always loved it. We just loved especially sparring, right? We've always just loved it. So we're always growing up being super competitive, so I think we've always just loved competing and in that sense. And I think as soon as we were around 12, 13 years old is when we started getting sponsorships and some paychecks and things like that. So that kind of really motivate us more as far as dang, we might not have to get a job, this could be our job, so I think around that age is when we definitely had that realization that it's probably gonna be it for life.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I know that you both are so competitive and incredible jiu-jitsu fighters. Have you ever fought each other?
We have twice in a competition. We have twice. We fight each other every day, but when it matters, we fought twice. What was it? It's the Grappling Industries, I think it was, yeah? Yeah. And we fought twice. The first one was super close. Really close fight. They gave, I won ref decision. Yeah. I think he won ref decision, but he got a 2 points that he shouldn't have gotten, something like that. And then the second time he caught me. I knee barred him. He knee barred me. I couldn't believe it. I was oh my God.
Oh, that's amazing. I know that I know that you both are obviously training under Andre Galvao. What's that whole experience like being at Atos? Because there's incredible people there as well, right?
Yeah, I feel like we've had a really good fundamental understanding of jiu-jitsu for our whole lives, but until we went to Atos, that's where we kind of started to put a lot of it together. Professor is he's a genius with, especially for us Nogi, because we've been focusing more on Nogi as of recently, and training at Atos with the training partners that we have. You go on the mat, and in the morning, a normal day, you see Lucas Barbosa and Kainan Duarte and Gustavo Batista, and literally the best guys in the world every day. Jonathan Perez, endless list. So like I said, I've said this before, if you're not succeeding in there, then you're doing something really wrong, because you have no option but to start doing well. You're around so much greatness.
Yeah, of course. Have you both ever, I know that you're not the heaviest of people, right? Have you ever thought that, you know, I've got a disadvantage here because of my weight or anything like that? Or is that been not a problem for you both?
Oh, our whole lives we've been really just trying to fight. I'm not really trying to fight, but we found ourselves in a lot of
parents.
Yeah,
I would say our parents
for sure. That's
our
what
entire lives, even if we had kids in our division, our parents would like move us up, you know. So like say we'd have a couple kids in our division, but there was like maybe one more in a bigger division, and there was two age up divisions and maybe a weight. They would always just put us in that one. And so I think growing up, we just got comfortable like sparring with a lot of bigger people, and
it forces you to really work on your technique, you know, because stuff like that should be easy is not easy when you fight someone bigger, you know, and then stuff that like breaking grips on a bigger guy, like you got to learn how to like go around it, you know. So our whole lives we've been trying to figure out how to like get around strength and fight bigger people, and and just train at Atos. A bunch of big guys. There's a lot of guys our size too, but like whenever I feel like I need to work on whatever, need to get more technical and work on, you know, just myself or bigger people, you know, I have a whole squad. Yeah, a whole like squad of beasts, you know, so that's easy. Yeah.
That's amazing. Cool. Yeah. I know that a big part of your game as well is the leg pin, right? Can you just talk to me about that? Like, how did that come about? And because I've seen you guys do it to so many people, and like there's some people like, Polo Meow, and where it's impossible to pass their guard, but like that leg pin has been very beneficial for you as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say like a year or two before ADCC, we started playing with it, and it's really just a position like it's like one that I learned, and it's not like a position you perfect. It's like one you get better at every day, but every day I do it, every day it gets more effective. It's still growing. It's still growing. You know, you step on your opponent's leg and you take away half of their options. You know, you take away half their guard, and you know, and I initially just did it because I didn't want to get leg locked, and because, you know, there's all these leg lockers and, you know, coming in on my legs and all this crazy stuff.
We were coming from like I think a lot of people didn't realize too, like we were never always training like nogi. We did nogi back and forth growing up. Our last fight, it was completely IBJJF nogi. You know what I mean? So when we got thrown into like the nogi circuit with helix and stuff, there was like a huge, you know, learning curve as far
we had been doing them like when we were 12, 13, even like 18, straight ankle toe holds and stuff, you know. But there was a big learning curve, you know, when we hit East Coast trials. And we both did really good, but we both ended up losing it by leg locks, either a heel hook or like I think mine was a toe hold, you know. And so so we just started kind of, you know, having to figure that out, and then
that's where that leg pin led us.
Yeah, exactly.
That's class. Yeah, no, that's amazing. I know that a big part of your game is darces as well, right? And that's very effective. Yeah. Kade, I want to talk to you about the Ethan fight, because I know you're fighting him on Friday now. I literally can't wait to watch that. It's gonna be incredible.
Hey, I have some bad news. It's been postponed till next month. Till next month. I think April 30th is the exact date. It's been postponed. So one more month.
There's a funny story behind, unfortunately, why it had to be postponed, but it's terrible. But you want to tell him real quick. It's
a little hectic.
Yeah.
No, but it was like first thing in the morning. I guess a lot of, if you look on the post, there's a lot of people wondering why I pulled out. So this is actually a great opportunity to, you know, explain that. So basically it was like first thing in the morning. I think Flo tried to say it was a dog bite, but I had to break up a dog fight. This is basically my dog. It was like 7 a.m. super early. And I think I went to go get my laundry out of my car because I had to get on it until I think I had to go to San Diego at like 12. So I had to hurry up. So first thing I did, I'm still in a robe, like 7 a.m. I open my door. I don't even have anything under my robe, actually. It's just like the robe. And I don't even have a belt. It's like a kimono, you know, it's just like a jacket. So I'm like holding my robe. I open the door and I start walking to the car. And my dog like sneaks out the front door. And I have like a pretty big, like 85-pound, like pit bull mix. And he doesn't like, the only other dog that he doesn't like is like a big brown dogs. It's funny because one who's bit him before. So he just doesn't like big brown dogs. He has like PTSD with big brown dogs. Yeah. Anytime he sees a big brown dog, it's not good. And of course, as soon as he darts out, there's the family walking a big brown dog. And I'm just like, oh no. So I start running towards them, and because I see Teo takes off. And they start scrapping, and I just start getting in them, like trying to swoop my dog and get in the mix. The family and the guy was just kind of tripping, and I'm trying to get a hold of my dog, and I can't with just one hand. So I have to let go of like my robe, or else these dogs are like, it's got nothing underneath. I have nothing underneath, like nothing. And it was like they saw everything. I was like a superhero with a cape. I swear, that's all it was. I was just trying to get the dog, swooping at the dogs, and like just their junk was flying everywhere. It was hectic.
Eventually, he like got the dog between his legs and like covered up. And he was like, man, I'm so sorry.
It was
but in the midst of all that, he ended up, slicing like 20 layers off his skin and got super infected, and he's got to go on antibiotics. And yeah, so he hasn't been able to train for the past couple of weeks. So yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nightmare. Oh, no way. I hope that you're getting better. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's getting better here. I'm like, I think I'm like another 5 or 6 days or something of antibiotics, and then that's like some slow improvement.
Oh yeah, no, that's nuts. I'm glad that no one was seriously injured, but I know that obviously antibiotics. But regarding the Ethan fight, I know that you went to decision last time, and you obviously won. Is there anything that you're gonna like try to do more in the next fight, or have you thought of anything like game plan or anything like? Oh, I know you don't have to tell your game
Absolutely.
plan.
As far as prep, like day before prep, that last match with Ethan was like definitely, I think it was one of the most poor performance I've ever had personally. Like I just didn't feel like I performed nowhere even close to my capabilities. And I remember like 5 minutes in, I was completely exhausted, like very uncharacteristic of me. I don't think I had 100% preparation. And this time I'm just gonna like come in definitely a lot more focused as far as like diet and things like that, because I think I overdid it a bit last time. So this time I'm definitely gonna make a few adjustments, but yeah, I'm very confident in this next one.
Awesome. And Ty, what's next for you now? Have you got any fights planned or anything like that?
Yeah, I got one on the same card on April 30th. That's pretty much confirmed, but just hasn't become exposed yet. So I don't know if I can say who, but it's a big fight. It's probably the biggest one I've had yet. So I'm excited.
Nice. Man,
really excited.
I loved watching your fight against Nicky, because Nicky likes to obviously go into leg locks, right? And his bottom leg, he always tried to get it underneath your leg, but you were doing so well trying to like stop it, and it was incredible to watch, and the pace you were putting on.
Yeah, that's the thing about the leg pin too. It's like you don't really get tired just doing that, So like I remember just like a couple minutes of passing and pressure, and I could feel him starting to fatigue, and I just made sure to just keep pinning on his legs. And if I do get in trouble, kind of just high stepping out. I learned that from Perez. He kind of helped us a lot with that. And it creates just a really good pace. And like when you're on bottom, having to deal with that constant pressure, you get really tired. It's always burning out your core. And you got tired, and that was a good match.
Yeah, of course. I want to ask both of you now. Who's been your toughest fight, would you say, so far? Just putting you on the spot.
I've had all the ones I've lost for sure. But,
besides the ones I've lost, you're saying the toughest one that we still won, right? Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you, it's hard to say. I've had a lot of tough matches, man. You go ahead? Yeah, obviously, I've had 2 really tough matches with my buddy Roberto. He's gnarly, Roberto is really good jiu-jitsu, and we had a couple gnarly matches. Canuto, I remember, I ended up throwing up after that one. I was right before Roberto. Like after Canuto, I was like done. I remember I was so tired. That guy is really hard to fight. He's so aggressive and powerful. But yeah, that was a really fun fight too. And man, I'm trying to think of. Man, I've had Paulo Miao was super tough. ADCC. Kennedy was tough. That was a super fun match. That's one that still haunts me to the day. Like 30 seconds left, and he just stay focused. He gets to my back. He's literally telling him, just hold 50-50, hold 50-50. And then, of course, he goes for a knee bar, gets his back taken in his shirt. I was just like, oh my God, 30 seconds. Nah. But, I think for me, maybe Vitor Oliveira was a specimen. He was very strong. That was a very tough match for sure, physically, for sure.
It's class, man. And I know that obviously you fought my my head jiu-jitsu coach, Ash Williams, and it was incredible.
Yeah, Ash.
Would you ever do like a rematch with him at all?
For sure, I can see myself doing a rematch with him in the future.
Actually, a beast, man.
He's definitely one of
a
the top guys in the division, in my opinion. You know, so definitely I can see it running it back for sure.
That's awesome, man. That'll be incredible to watch. Yeah, bring it to
For
Wales.
sure.
Do it in Wales. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I love it over there in the UK. We've been over there, I think, twice now, right? Yeah. So,
awesome, man.
Can't wait to go back.
No, yeah, of course. I want to ask both of you as well. What would you say has been your biggest achievement so far?
I would say securing probably the two belts I have now, the Grapple Fest belt and the Combat Jiu Jitsu belt. You know, I'm pretty proud of both of those, and I look forward to defending both of those. I think hopefully this year. I'm not sure I know how everything COVID is over there in the UK. I think it's a little more locked down than over here, but yeah, hopefully we can get back over there and also defend the combat belt. That one's real fun.
Yeah, for me, I think probably the ADCC one was for me, just because, you know, it took so much effort to make it there, you know, just to cut the weight. And then, you know, the first couple of days, the weigh-ins was also tough. And that was for sure one of the more prestigious ones for me. And then, yeah, I've had a couple like good results in some third coast and I think a couple super fight victories. I'm like, Vagner Rocha that's one that I would like to run back, actually. Wagner's a beast, and I would really like to, you know, came out on top in that first one, but I'd like to run it back with him. The match could have been more exciting, you know, and he's a beast. That was one, that was a cool one. But I don't know, I guess, Grapple Fest, I don't know, I would really kind of equal. Yeah, they're all kind of equal. I'm just looking towards the floor, you know, I'm looking forward, I want to do ADCC again and get first, you know, that's my goal.
Yeah, no, of course, that's amazing to hear. What are your mindsets like going out to a fight? Do you ever get like nervous or anything like that?
I'd get a lot more nervous a few years ago, you know, but as of recently, I haven't been as much. I've been more excited. I realized if you prepare, then there's no reason to be nervous, you know. And I've been, you know, and you know, I been doing a lot better camps, you know. So when I'm the day before the comp, I have no reason to be nervous because I have no, you know, I did everything that I was supposed to do. Yeah, I think you feel nervous when you feel like you're scared you didn't put enough work in. So you're like, maybe I didn't do enough, and then you're like just kind of unsure if you're prepared, you know. But if you're like putting in the work right before, if you have even if it's only like a strong 2-week camp, but if you put in you know, and dedicate yourself to that, or like a 3-week camp, it's just enough mentally to have that edge, I think. And even if it's just like for me, sometimes it's just like running, because I don't run all the time, you know. But if I know I have a comp coming up, I'll start running, you know, every day, every other day. You know, I'll be telling myself like, all right, the cardio is getting better. You know, I feel myself, the run gets easier and easier. You know, my mind gets stronger and stronger. And, you know, now, you know, by the time the comp day starts, you know, I'm like just ready to go. And like, you know, I've prepared, I've done everything right. As of recently, I wouldn't say we get like super nervous. It's more like anxiousness, you know, and just more. Yeah. Exactly. Since ADCC, because I remember like that camp was like a month and a half. I had to lose over 25 pounds, you know, it was out of control. And I remember like almost died. Yeah, like the day before, the day of, like I was never nervous, because I was like, I've done everything I could possibly do, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't, like, if I lose at my, you know, at my best. Yeah, even if you did lose, I was gonna say, like, even if you lost, you're gonna be satisfied, because you know you put every, like, you know, everything you had into it. So at that point, you know, so I've just been trying to, like, you know, before the comps, you know, really prepare, and I've been focused on building my mindset, you know, and it's been good so far. It's been working.
That's awesome, man. No, it's brilliant to hear that. Yeah. And do you guys ever think that you'd go into MMA?
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely, especially kid. Yeah, I'm definitely kind of have the itch for it right now. That's funny you say that. Andre just called me yesterday about starting this MMA class at Atos. We're gonna start doing probably MMA every day, honestly. He says he wants to build a bunch of Khabibs, and you know, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna I think the just style of jiu-jitsu at Atos too, the no-gi wise, is going to transition so well into the MMA. So I think I'm super excited. I think Lucas, possibly Kynan, and so a lot of the guys from the gym are sort of thinking about it. So there's going to be a huge fleet of some killers coming out of Atos.
That'd be awesome to watch, because you know Gary Tonan, he's doing so well in MMA, and absolutely plays a huge part. Of course, that's the one Ty needs.
Any rule set.
I would love to fight that
Any
guy.
rule set. That would be a perfect one. Yeah, for sure. We're excited for that one for you.
I saw you called him out last time you fought Nicky, right? At the end, you called him out.
Yeah. And after Cody too, I've been trying to campaign for that match a bit. I think I'm ranked like number 3 right now, and that's the guy I just really want to fight because I think for sure I can beat him. I have the capabilities of beating him, and he's at the top of the division, and I got a lot of respect for him. He's a beast, so I'd like to for sure have the chance to fight him for sure.
That's awesome.
That's a good one.
Yeah, like literally, it's so young as well, and the future for you guys, like it's incredible to see what you guys are gonna be like doing and stuff. And you got your brown belts when you were 17, right? Both of you, and
yes, yep.
Crazy, man, crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
No, you're fine. No worries. Yeah, no, honestly, thank you so much, both. Honestly, like it's such an honor for me to have you guys because I've been watching you for ages and just talking to you guys is just it's fun. It's incredible. Yeah.
Right on.
Sweet.
Sick, brother.
Legend. Thank you, brother.
Yeah,
No worries, man.
what I'll do as well, I'll leave both of your social medias down below so people can go and check you out and see what what you're about, of course. But yeah, is there anything that you guys I like to ask this question now just before I let you go. Is there anything you tell yourself if you could go back in time? I know you're young at the moment, but is there anything you would tell yourself, like your younger self?
Yeah, you know what? Like, it's funny. I do think about that, sometimes. And for me, when I was younger, I'd probably tell myself just to not put as much pressure on myself as I did. Because I remember when I was younger, I'd put a lot of pressure on myself. And maybe it was with my parents too, they put a little bit of pressure. And I remember, like, I was always smiling too, of course, I've never had that much pressure, but I just remember thinking, like, when I was competing a bunch, just
right when things started to get serious for us.
Right, that's what it was. That's when things started to get serious. I was like, man, like, if I lose, what's gonna happen, or this, and I realized, like, if you lose, nothing happens, you get better,
Life moves on.
I remember from like the age of like 12, like 16, I just could not lose, like it was like the worst thing, but yeah, I realized you learn a lot, and that happens, and yeah, just that. But I have no regrets, honestly. Yeah, I'm excited the way things are going, and yeah,
we've had a blessed upbringing for sure.
Yeah, and like you guys are so close as well. It's like it's awesome to see like brothers. A lot of times you see brothers, they always arguing, and they're not like as close as you guys are. And like it's like with Ash and Josh, my coach Ash, like he's so close with his brother as well, and like the Meow brothers, and it's just amazing. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
it's good to see those bondings for sure.
Of course, yeah. No, thank you so much again, both. Honestly, I'm excited to watch you April 30th.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Awesome, man. I'm excited to watch you both. Yeah, and like all the best as well. I'm not gonna say good luck. I'm gonna say be great because you guys don't.
Yeah. I like that. That's
man.
Good man. I like that. Super
awesome.
Cool.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for having us on again. Yeah, thank you.
No worries.